what if doing this could be as fun as doing this? With these 5 steps I'm about to show you, that might just be possible. Step number 1, reframing how you see work. A lot of people think of work as this painful thing you have to do, while fun is something you get to do. But that's just perception. Think about the gym. Most people don't consider going to the gym as work, even though it requires effort. Why? Because they associate it with progress, self-improvement, and personal choice. Now, a bodybuilder might see the gym as work because it's tied to their career. They have to go. But for the rest of us, to me, the gym is an option, something we do because we want to improve. It's the same action with a different mindset. So why not apply that to other areas of life? No, doing calculus won't magically become as fun as playing video games. But the more you resist work, the worse it feels. The fix? Start seeing it as an opportunity. Instead of saying, I have to do this assignment, say, I get to work on this. And if that feels like a stretch, at least go with, I need to work on this. Don't click off yet, okay? The moment you stop fighting work and start accepting it as part of your journey, it stops feeling like a punishment, and that's where things start to shift. And this basic idea is what the rest of this video is built off of. How fun something feels depends on what you're comparing it to. So if you get up, scroll on TikTok for an hour, have a delicious but unhealthy breakfast, and then try and work, well, guess what? It's going to be almost impossible to find that fun. Think about a guy named Malcolm X. Now, when he was in prison, he spent his time reading the dictionary. Imagine reading the literal dictionary. But for him, the alternative was literally staring at a wall. Reading became engaging because it was the best option available. This is exactly how we find things fun. Your brain adjusts to whatever level of stimulation you expose it to. So, if you flood your brain with all this entertainment in the morning, then actually working is going to feel like torture. It's never going to be bearable. How can you expect it to? So, here is how to fix it. When I wake up, I kid you not, I literally throw my phone off of my loft bed. Now, if you don't have a loft bed, just toss it onto a pillow across the room. I don't care what you do. I want you to get your phone out of reach, because the moment you start scrolling, as soon as you wake up, literally you've already lost the battle. So then I go to the bathroom without my phone, I get ready, I pack my bag, and I head straight to the class or the library. And I still haven't checked my phone. And now by the time I sit down to work, my brain isn't craving constant stimulation. Does scrolling on TikTok still feel fun at this point? Most definitely. But what's most important though, is that working doesn't feel that bad either. Now compare this to waking up, scrolling on TikTok, eating something loaded with sugar, and then trying to focus, right? Your brain has already been overstimulated, so it's only natural that work or whatever you're trying to focus on is going to feel miserable. So if you want to make work fun, you already established that you have to first reframe what work is. But then you have to trust the science and allow yourself to actually make it fun. Keep your mornings boring, as boring as possible, and watch how much easier it becomes to get into the zone. Alright, number 3, using the right tools. So work is always done through an interface. Whether it's a keyboard, a notebook, or a pencil, the more satisfying that interface is to use, the less resistance you'll feel while working. So take my mechanical pencil. Before, I just grabbed whatever was laying around, even if it was a cheap plastic pencil that felt terrible to write with. But this quarter in college, I invested in a high-quality mechanical pencil. And this pencil is genuinely a joy to use. It was a small upgrade, but it genuinely made a huge difference in how much I wanted to engage with my work. Now let's talk about my keyboard. So this is the Lemokey P1, which was sent to me by Keychron. Now you could say that this $5 keyboard from Amazon does the exact same thing as my keyboard, but look at this thing. It's just beautiful to look at. It has a full aluminum body, nice cherry profile keycaps, and I can set the backlighting to whatever I want. Which desk looks more inviting to you? Mine or my roommate? Right? This is why having quality equipment is so essential. To make work fun, working needs to offer you less resistance than gaming or watching YouTube. I mean, just look at this keyboard, for example. I can't wait to type on this thing again. I'm being serious. So yeah, as I said, this keyboard is a joy to use. I prefer brown switches and they feel amazing. Just listen to this thing. And yeah, this keyboard makes me excited to work. It literally has a mirror on the back. Okay, bottom line is, investing in quality tools isn't just about having an aesthetic setup. It's about reducing friction. When work feels smooth and enjoyable, it's much easier to stay consistent. Also, if you're in the market for a new keyboard, I couldn't recommend the LemoKey P1 enough. This keyboard genuinely rivals $200 options for just $100, so you can pick it up with the link in the description. Now, this point might seem very abstract, but trust me, it goes a very long way. So think about this. The key is to connect your work and what you do with who you are. Okay, the most disciplined people I know are not motivated by external rewards. They see their work as an extension of their identity. So for me, for example, my drive to get things done isn't just about, for example, getting good grades or growing my business. It's about something deeper. I see myself as someone who maximizes their potential, and wasting that potential genuinely bothers me. So what about you, right? Maybe you want to be someone who is highly skilled, or maybe you want to be someone who uses their time wisely. Whatever it is, define it. Here's a simple framework for you. I'm a person that, and then put in some core value, so I will work on whatever you're trying to work on instead of, and whatever is distracting you, right? So for example, for me, right, suppose I'm trying to work on a lab and I have YouTube in front of me. Then I'll tell myself, I'm a person that maximizes their potential. So I'm gonna work on this circuitry lab instead of watching YouTube. And when you genuinely believe, this is hard, it needs practice, but when you do genuinely believe in this identity that you embody, it's so much easier to maintain momentum. Otherwise, it starts to feel meaningless really fast. So yeah, if you don't define your identity like this, your actions will be decided for you. Other people will decide your life. It'll be social media or any other distractions in our world. They will dictate your life, not yourself. So right now, pause this video and define it. What kind of person do you want to be? And the more aligned your actions are with your identity, the less effort it takes to stay consistent. So define your identity and watch how much easier it becomes to work. Lastly now, high level interest, low level difficulty. Every step we've talked about so far, they all connect back to number 5, so pay attention. First, we went over how reframing work makes it feel like an opportunity instead of a burden. Then I provided some scientific tips about adjusting your dopamine baseline to ensure that work actually feels rewarding. Then, some more tangible stuff about using the right tools to make the experience more smoother and engaging, on and on. But at the end of the day, none of this is going to matter unless what you're working on actually excites you at a high level. Now, this is why I think people burn out in careers they don't care about, regardless of if they pay well. A lot of people chase low difficulty instead of high interest. So if you truly care about the big picture, the boring parts become tolerable, but not vice versa. Take my business, for example, okay? Yesterday, I spent 3 hours working on a single spreadsheet. Do you think I was having fun? Do you think I was jumping for joy, formatting Google Sheets formulas? Absolutely not. That was boring as hell. But growing my business? That is the most exciting thing in the world to me. Think about it. Athletes don't love every second of their training. Musicians don't enjoy every hour of their practice, but they're able to push through because their high-level vision, winning a championship, or doing that performance, the end goal drives them forward, right? So I want you to ask yourself, do you dislike your work because it's truly uninteresting, or just because the daily tasks aren't as exciting? If the high-level mission excites you, you can power through the boring parts. Okay, the goal, which I've realized, is not to eliminate difficulty, it's to find something that's worth the effort. How many times have you guys asked your friends, what is the easiest class, right? Or how many times have you tried to search up the easiest possible of something to get it out of the way? Well, this is an example of just trying to make the day-to-day tasks easier. Instead, you need to focus on things where the high level truly motivates you. Now, this is not always possible, but I think especially for things where you're going to spend the majority of your time doing them, they absolutely need to be like this. So once you align your work with a vision that excites you and also combine the rest of these tips, that's when I think everything really clicks. So if you've made it this far, first of all, thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and I have one challenge for you. Try out just one of these steps for just 1 week and see what happens. If it worked, come back to this video, drop a comment, and let me know. Now, get off YouTube and get to work. It's fun. Trust me.